All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're tackling something that's, well, it's one of the most intimidating things any researcher has to do: write a grant proposal. But we're going to transform that whole daunting task into a manageable and, dare I say, exciting quest to get your brilliant work the funding it absolutely deserves.
So, does this look familiar? Yeah, that blinking cursor on a totally blank page. It can feel like a spotlight, right? Pointing out every single one of your anxieties. And it's a feeling that stops so many talented researchers dead in their tracks before they even get started.
And look, if you feel this way, you are absolutely not alone. This quote, it comes from a researcher just starting out, and wow, it just nails that feeling, doesn't it? Like you're an outsider staring up at this impossible-to-climb wall. It's a super common experience, but I promise you, it is not the end of the story.
Because here's the secret. That fortress, it has a blueprint. This whole world of funding has its own logic, its own language. It's like a code. And in this explainer, we're going to hand you the keys to crack it, using the stories of people who've already figured this path out.
Okay, let's officially begin our funding quest. And I want you to think of it this way. We're not just doing paperwork here. No, we're writing the very first chapter of your research's big success story.
First things first, let's be real about the dragons in the room. You've got all these confusing buzzwords. I mean, what even is an R01? Then there's all this pressure to write a compelling impact statement. And of course, there's that very real, very heavy weight of knowing your lab's future could be on the line. Yeah, it's a journey that can feel incredibly isolating.
So our first strategy is, well, it's probably the most important one of all. And we're going to learn it through the story of Elena, a budding ecologist who, let's just say, she learned a crucial lesson the hard way.
Just look at this. It's a total night and day difference between Elena's two tries. Her first attempt was a complete disaster. She literally said she just threw everything in. Her life story, a bunch of vague ideas. She totally ignored the funder's guidelines. And the result? A hard rejection. But then she completely flipped her approach. She tailored everything to the funder's mission, matched her ideas to their priorities, and she actually researched what they'd funded before. The result? A funded project. And we are not talking about a small win here. Her successful second attempt landed her a $50,000 starter grant. $50,000. That's the kind of tangible result you get when you shift from a self-focused approach to a funder-focused one. It makes all the difference. So this brings us to what we're calling the golden rule, and it is so important. Know your funder. Seriously, before you type even one word, you need to become an expert on the agency you're applying to. Dive deep into their guidelines. Are they the NSF, focused on basic science, or the NIH, focused on health? Research their priorities and look at the kinds of projects they've actually given money to in the past.
Okay, so once you know your audience inside and out, it's time for the next core skill: telling them a great story. And for this, we're going to look at how Jamal, a physicist, totally cracked this part of the code.
This piece of advice from Jamal is a total game changer. Your goal isn't just to present data. It's to make the people reading your proposal, the actual human beings, want you to succeed. You want them to become your advocates, to get on your team and actually root for you.
And here's how you do it. You frame your research as a quest. It's a classic story structure. Step 1, the problem. What's the challenge you're taking on? Step 2, your solution. What's your innovative, unique approach? And step 3, the impact. What's going to change in the world if your quest is successful?
And the cool thing is, this whole quest idea fits perfectly into the standard grant structure you have to follow anyway. Your abstract? That's your hook to grab their attention. Your aims? Those are the clear goals of your quest. The method section is your detailed plan of action, and the budget? Well, that's just you justifying all the resources you need to succeed.
So, you know your funder, you have your story, but, solo quests are tough. The next step? Building a team. And we're going to see how Sophia, a social scientist, perfected this strategy.
Sophia's insight here is backed by actual evidence. She notes that proposals from diverse teams, we're talking different skills, different perspectives, different backgrounds, they consistently score higher with review panels. So collaboration isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a strategic advantage.
So where do you find these allies for your quest? Well, you can start networking at academic conferences. Use online platforms that list job openings and potential collaborators. Definitely tap into your existing mentor networks. And don't be afraid to reach out across different departments at your own institution.
All right, finally, we have to face the one thing that is almost inevitable on this quest: rejection. But the secret isn't to avoid it, it's to reframe it.
A rejection is not a dead end. I want you to think of it this way. A rejection, especially one that comes with reviewer comments, isn't a failure. It's a roadmap. It's a set of directions given to you for free on exactly how to make your proposal stronger for the next submission.
And the data backs this up. A huge portion of grants that get funded aren't successful on the first try. They're resubmissions. This just goes to show that persistence, guided by that feedback, is a proven path to success. The key takeaway? Most winners have to resubmit.
So, let's bring it all together. If there is one crucial point to take away from all this, it's this. Securing research funding is not about luck. It is not some magical gift. It is a skill that can be learned, that can be practiced, and that can be mastered. From Elena, we learned to know our funder. From Jamal, we learned to tell a compelling story. And from Sophia, we learned to collaborate for the win. You have the code now. You have the map. Your research is important, and it deserves to be funded. So the only question left is, what story will you tell?